Hey there guys, welcome to Arsenal Fan TV. This is the preview for the game this Sunday. Arsenal playing host to Chelsea, which is a must-win game for us. 2 results on the road, 2 draws. Not the worst of results, I guess you could say, but it's important that we get back to winning ways in this home fixture against Chelsea in what is arguably their worst season in the Barclays Premier League in recent years. Under new manager Gus Hiddink, bringing a new style of football to this Chelsea side. I don't think it would have made too much of a difference, even if Jose Mourinho was still in charge of this Chelsea side. I would still expect a rather drab style of football from Chelsea. But when they're playing under Hiddink, I am expecting a different, revolutionised Chelsea side to come and play against us in a more exciting manner of football, which hasn't really been adopted by Jose Mourinho when they played us in the past. Boring 0-0 draws is what's typically been associated with Chelsea when we have played them at home. But they need a win just as much as we do in this game, which is why I'm expecting a more expansive and open style of football from Chelsea. They've got very dangerous players in their side, let's not forget that, albeit they've been terrible this season by Chelsea standards. They've still got players in their side like Eden Hazard, who's returned to their starting 11 for this game supposedly, but he has been incredibly underwhelming. But it'd be typical if he played good football against us, so it goes without saying we've got to nullify the threat that he's had. Another player that has been outstanding for Chelsea this season, the real shining light for them, has been Willian. He's been phenomenal for them, plays some exciting football, fantastic from set pieces, so he's certainly a player that we've got to watch. And someone else that's kind of gone under the radar for Chelsea in terms of criticism is certainly Pedro. I feel that when he moved to Chelsea, he was being compared to the likes of Alexis Sanchez. He had a rather big price tag on his head and hasn't really lived up to his name, especially coming from a team like Barcelona and being an established Spain international. Hasn't really impressed in this Chelsea side, certainly not in the way that someone like Willian has, and hasn't really stood out from the crowd in a way. And he's been rather peculiar in a Chelsea shirt. I still think Chelsea are yet to see the best of him, but nonetheless a player that we've got to make sure that we're watching, keeping a careful eye on in this game, and make sure that he doesn't expose us in any way. But I'm not too worried about Pedro. The players that I'm more worried about are Willian and Oscar as well. He's a player that has struggled for form in a Chelsea shirt, but someone that I feel we can certainly nullify. Again, they've got players in their midfield that could potentially expose us. Cesc Fabregas and Diego Costa seem to be forming that partnership and understanding, which was crucial in Chelsea's Premier League triumph last season, so it's important we nullify them. Goes without saying, Per Mertesacker should be getting the nod ahead of Gabriel in this game, given the history that Gabriel and Diego Costa have got from Stamford Bridge earlier on in the season in our 2-0 defeat there, which was a horrible game for us. Don't really want to think about that game, but goes without saying, Mertesacker starts in this game, and he's been putting in some really good performances as of late. I think he's been going under the radar a little bit for us, has been doing well, especially with the armband on him as well. I think he's been putting in some really stellar performances, so it's good to see Mertesacker playing some good football and really rekindling a good partnership with Laurent Koscielny at the heart of defence. The defence really picks itself for us, which is good to have that understanding within the team. Hector Bellerin is playing some really good football as well as of late. I think that's going a little bit unnoticed. He did have rather a bit of a slump, but defensively he's been really good, and going forward he's offering a little bit more to us as well. Monreal has been outstanding for us as of late, so the defence I'm not too worried about. It's just a case of nullifying the threat that Chelsea have got, and I think the talent that we've got going forward should really speak for itself in this game. It's just important that we win the midfield battle as well. It'll be interesting to see whether they start Mikel and Fabregas in the midfield, because that's worked quite well for them recently. Matic seems to have been dropped from this Chelsea side, who was rumoured to be, well, said to be one of the best defensive midfielders in the league last season, so that doesn't really seem to have worked out for him so well this season. Regarding Arsenal, I think a few injuries that I wanted to speak about. First and foremost, Tom Rosicky could possibly play in an under-21 game for us this Friday. He could be massively influential in the second half of the season if he can remain fit. It'd be great to have Tom Rosicky playing just what could be the last ever season for us in an Arsenal shirt, which would be quite a sad realisation, but he can still offer something to this Arsenal side. Jack Wilshere is rumoured to be back in light training, but I'm not too sure when he's going to be back in an Arsenal shirt. I'm not pinning my hopes too much on Wilshere at this moment. Danny Welbeck should be back in 2 weeks. Francis Coquelin is the real major boost for us, who should be back in a few weeks' time. He's returned to full training, so it's great to see Francis Coquelin coming back. He will be so massively beneficial to this Arsenal side in the second half of the season. And again, another big piece of news is that Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez should be fit for this game. I'm not too sure whether Alexis Sanchez will start the game. I fully expect Mesut Ozil to start the game, but it'd be great to see Sanchez in and around the squad. You could even argue that given Walcott's been so poor for us in recent weeks, it might be an idea to start Alexis Sanchez in this game, but if there is any chance of aggravating that injury that he's got, then I don't really want to see him in the starting 11, but it's up to the manager whether he starts this game. I personally think Walcott will start again on that left-hand side, but he's got a big chance to prove himself. He really turned up against Manchester City when we played them at home a couple of weeks ago. I'd hope he'd do the same against Chelsea. They're a team that he likes to play against, got a good goal record against him, so I hope he turns up in this game because we're really going to need him to. I don't think Chamberlain gets the nod in this game. I think Ozil reclaims his centre attacking midfield position. That goes without saying, I think. But the rest of the team picks itself pretty much. So that'd be Petr in goal, Hector Bellerin right back, Per Mertesacker, Laurent Koscielny, Nacho Monreal, Matthew Flamini, Aaron Ramsey, Joel Campbell, Mesut Ozil, Theo Walcott, and Olivier Giroud. That team has been pretty much the starting 11 that we've seen so many times over the past couple of weeks. It is starting to get a little bit fatigued, but it is important that we go out there and give our all against this Chelsea side. And then when the likes of Rosicky, Alexis Sanchez, etc. are returning to the squad, then we can look to rotate up. But I just hope this squad goes out there, does the business, and we start this game quickly. It's really important we get the 3 points against this Chelsea side. I can't stress that enough, especially that we're level on points with Leicester City now and with Manchester City hot on our tails. It's important that we get back to winning ways, especially with some winnable fixtures on the horizon as well. But massive game for us on Sunday against Chelsea. Get your thoughts on the game in the comments box below. Please do let me know your team lineups. Like this video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV if you are new to the channel. And as always, I will speak to you very, very soon.
A little bit better than my seat, I will admit. Now you see, for me, this is, for me, one of the highlights of the tour. You see this? This is a gold Premier League trophy. You will not go to any other ground in the Premier League. Not Man United, not Chelsea, not City, not any of those grounds and see these, because this is unique to Arsenal.